We are live and happy to be here today in the new episode of ProdCamp Podcast, where we going to discuss with Hélène Lucien, product manager for several years. I won't say the number, but you are a senior product manager, no doubt, and you have been navigating in data privacy and data security in the past years. And that's a very, very hot topic. It's a very difficult topic for product managers to handle. And this is our topic today. And I'm going to throw you the ball, Hélène, so you can tell us a bit who you are and why we should listen to you.
Okay, so hi, Matei. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm the CPO at 15 Tech, and since almost 2 years now. And during this experience, this is the experience where I had to really dig into the data privacy matter, and I will explain why. 15 Tech is DNI, so diversity, equity, and inclusion data solution to attract and retain talent, especially women talent in tech. And this is why we are using very sensitive data. And I'm very excited to delve into this topic today with you.
Great. So maybe you can get us started with, explaining why that was such a hot topic in your current experience, and how do you see the role of product management evolving inside this, stricter and stricter data protection laws that are rolling out globally?
Yeah. So, well, I will come later on the 15 Tech use case, but what we can see today in the product management ecosystem is that data privacy considerations are becoming paramount. So we need to ensure compliance with regulations, and this requires meticulous planning, robust risk assessment, and also proactive mitigation strategies. Product managers must navigate the complexities of data handling, encryption, and access control to safeguard sensitive information throughout the whole product life cycle. All the data privacy regulation introduce additional constraints, and deadline can be significantly impacted for product timelines and resource allocation. So this is a new topic that we must handle as a product management team. We must strike a delicate balance between meeting the regulatory requirements, delivering the product on time within the budget.
So, like a big challenge right here, like in time, quality, and inside regulation. How do you juggle between those three big things?
So the first thing is to have a deeper understanding on all the data privacy laws, compliance, and also we must build trust with users and consumers, and ensuring responsible data handling. So for me, we need to implement and to focus for every team by what we call privacy by design principles. We need to stick on it. So it's something you need to think first, early on, and have a proactive approach with multiple team members. So product managers, engineers, legal and security teams, and if available, also privacy experts. And we have to think of it at every stage of the product life cycle. So the first thing to do, I think, is brainstorming about how to identify potential privacy risk very early on. Make sure that the designers keep in mind that they need to implement user interface with clear privacy control. because users are more and more aware of everything, and they will ask and request these data controls. And during the deployment also, we need to implement a strong data security measures. So it's very technical, it's the encryption things, but also all the access management, so identity access control regarding your role and the user role and everything. And during the deployment, you have to think also to provide very clear privacy policies. It should be very transparent why you are asking those data, what the use of the data, and also educate the users about their data rights. And of course, you have to continuously monitor for privacy risk and update all data practices as needed.
So it's really multipolar here, and what I'm hearing is that you need to keep your hands on the pulse of the law and how it evolves, and especially since it evolves a lot and recently and pretty fast. Then there is this other layer that you're pointing out, which is building trust and transparency in the way, in the process you're actually going down this road, as well for your end users, so they know clear UI design reflect the privacy you're giving to them. And also from the team side of things, the inside team, where you let them know early on that these are the requirements and how they can actually incorporate that. So I really like that with those two things, we're kind of walking on our 2 feet, because I have the feeling that following this evolving law is kind of a nightmare.
So this is why you have to add in your team now legal experts that could help you to anticipate the future regulation and understand the impact on your product, the impact on the data. So my guess is what is key really, and the challenge is first of all, keep in mind data minimization principles. So I think what is the best way to do it, this is what we've done at 15 Tech, is really listing all the data we need and find out if there are some we don't need, really, that are not super important. And for each data collection, we have to decide if it's really necessary to collect it, and added a specific purpose in front of it. So with the specific purpose, you know if you really need this data, and it's very easy then to explain why to your user, why you will collect this data, how you will anonymize it, how you will use it, in order to have only the data needed that you will collect.
I like that, the fact that you say we collect it and we verify that we actually need it, and then if we need it, then we kind of building in the explanation of why we need it. And the third layer, and it's probably what I found personally the most interesting, is how you collect this data and what form will have this data at the end of the day, because that's allowing you here to still collect something that might be considered privacy data and all that, but in a way that you can actually use it without with being compliant with the regulations. So that's really interesting.
And adding that, so when you have your list of data collection really needed and you have your purpose just in front of it, then you have to think of a way to measure the data protection. So it's new KPI, it's new tools that you have to think of to make sure that you can measure the data protection, and any violation, I won't happen.
Violation.
Violation, yes. And still, you have to maintain a very smoothie user experience and functionality. So this is always balancing functionality with compliance, innovation with compliance as well. It's kind of sometimes tricky.
How do you can try to balance this and approach this balance between leveraging data pretty much to keep improving the product, making the service you offer better, and respecting user privacy? It sounds sometimes like it's almost impossible.
It's quite difficult because sometimes you have initiative and you really need to do some innovation, but the thing is, I think consumer and user trust is again paramount in today's digital age. Users will make sure that everything is secured, and they will use more often, and they will check products or services that are really committed to data privacy. And I think this can be a powerful differentiator for product services. And if you prioritize transparency, user consent, and data minimization, and you communicate on it, my guess is that companies would be able to cultivate trust and loyalty among all their customer base, and therefore ultimately driving long-term success and brand reputation, because this is key now. We can see that the brand reputation is really something that is very important for users, but also, of course, for brands. So my guess is you have to balance between innovation and your brand reputation and your commitment to some key topic. And data privacy is something that is very key, and the users are more and more aware of the value of the data, and also that privacy online is really important to them.
Great. So two best practices I'm hearing here. So the first one we touched a bit earlier. It's maybe hire legal, be advised by someone who knows this and can be ahead of the curve, and communicate, be transparent, and communicate through all the things you can. So UI, the way you build the product team, the CS team, probably all the people that are in touch with customers, so the brand diffuse this trust and the fact that data privacy and security is at the heart of what you guys are doing. So that's a big two great advice here. Moving on, maybe there is a specific example you can share where data management strategies pretty much significantly influenced product decision or user experience.
What we did at 15 Tech is two things. So we help companies just to measure and see the competition regarding all their D&I policies. So this is a declarative big survey. And then we help them to dig into their data in order to really look deeply in every pillar. So about gender, so just to know if their policies have impact on equal pay gap, on career paths between men and women, same level of experience, same seniority, same departments, to see if everything is under control and is going on the good direction for diversity and equity. So for that, what we need to help those companies, so our clients, is to collect very sensitive data, which are HRIS, so it's all the information from any employee in the company, all the history of the employee, and the payroll system, so the salary of everyone since day one. We needed to find a way to anonymize everything, and also our clients ask us to anonymize before treating the data and dig into to give them the insight. So for that, we worked a lot. We look at the timeline and what we need to do to meet the requirements for our clients. And obviously, it was too long for us to do the whole workflow. So I decided to find a third partner. So we did a partnering with a solution that is well known and that is trusted by data protection officers and data security officers. We explain all their process and workflow and ensure that the data we will get just to do our aggregation and to give the insightful dashboard to help companies dig into every topic, every department, and every D&I policies. We won't have access to the primary data, so everything is anonymized. And also on the top of that, we add an employee survey just to get the perception on the career path policy and the equal pay policies for each client. This was also difficult to get the trust of the employees. So meaning that we had to make an effort to explain why we are doing that, just ensure them that no one from their company will have access to their answers. And also, us, 15 Tech, won't have access to their answer. It will be treated by our partner that will anonymize and just give us the results by gender. So it was great to work with this third part because it's bolstered the confidence among our clients, but also it was beneficial in terms of reducing development time at 15 Tech.
Yeah, because you basically didn't have to reinvent the wheel. You went to someone that already built the wheel and you just installed it. That's what my understanding. There were also another challenge, which was actually bringing this third party in the equation. And you did that by selecting a well-known player in the field, which probably removed a lot of the potential friction there.
Exactly. So yes, we did a benchmark. We talked to a lot of different actors on this field, and we choose a French one. Why? Because we have a long history in the European area as French regarding data privacy. So they are settled and they existed since a long time. They have a very innovative workflow, and it was very cool to work with them. And therefore we did a lot of different use cases. And this is very helpful because now we can see what we can integrate within our project. So I have more scalability in the workflow. This could be more smoothly with for our customer, and keep this third-party partner as a trusted one for very, very sensitive data. And also, all the treatment is very quick with them. So that's great.
Are you trying to reintegrate some of the things you were primarily giving to this third party, or you're still relying on this third party? Because that's a big question, a big strategic question in terms of working with external partners.
Yeah. So the workflow with the third partner is really there are multiple steps that can be at first for just the kickoff of the project. Can be a bit tedious for both parts, for the three parts. The client, because there is a lot of different stakeholders, because in any companies, we working with very sensitive data. it's not one person that have access to all this kind of data. So you have someone that is responsible for employees' data, someone responsible for everything about payroll and promotion and everything, and always the DPO or the DSO involved. So you need to have everyone at the same time around the table just to launch the project. So meaning that this stage can take some time because obviously it's difficult to have everyone at the same time. So for this particular stage, we think that we can maybe find a way to integrate something, a black box, if you may, within our product to ensure that we won't have access. It's very secure one with one box per responsible, and then give access to this black box to our third partner. But everything that is anonymized, all the workflow, we don't have any value to develop this kind of solution because this is not our mission. Our mission is really to help companies to retain talent and to have a great place to work for any minority in the tech industry.
So no strategy to reintegrate, and that's where you see that having a clear mission and knowing where you want to go and what's your vision also helps making those type of choices and roadmap choices very grounded choices. So it's a great example of that.
Yeah, I think, well, it's when you just create a startup or new product, you want to handle everything. But usually you are expert in something. You should stick to your mission and to your vision. This is very helpful to see what can be external and what should be internal. Where is the value you can add? And we are not champion of security, of anonymization. Otherwise, we won't be 15 Tech, we will be another solution.
Very, very clear. Thank you so much. And we've touched how important also is it to educate any non-technical stakeholder about the nuances of what it means, whether it's a user, whether it's internal teams, and how you are going to actually leverage their data and how you're going to protect it. So that's also was a big part of your product, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And collaboration, just summing it up, but collaboration with third parties helps you get the ball rolling faster, be more secured in the way you will hit the mark or not, because you have this trusted partner that already proven it. Also, in terms of the communication for your user, for your end users, this is also part of clear communication and educating them, showing them that you care. And you care a lot because you're ready to play and work with the best. So that's a lot of key takeaways here already. Anything you want to add in terms of how you see things moving forward, or any other?
Well, I think we are in a increasingly data-driven world. So the key is to build resilient product. Resilient because there are so many change, and with the new technology that is advancing, and we will discover a lot of things. And if you don't want to build everything again and again from the start, I think this is key. What is key is really data minimization, and have somewhere a place where you can see all the regulation update and see what are the impact on your product, on your users. And of course, I'm sure that now we will see something that will be very common as a user using a service. you will have a very simple control on your data. So when you can erase it, delete it, doing whatever you want without looking into a small footer and hidden link just to ask to erase my data and the right to be forgotten. So my guess is we will see some user dashboard explaining every data you are sharing with the product, what the use of it, and the ability to say, okay, I don't want to share anymore this kind of data, just removed it and delete it. And well, please confirm that everything is deleted.
Build resilient products, follow regulation, seek expertise to be able to follow this regulation and hit the mark. And maybe the last one I kept in mind is educate, build trust and transparency with your users. With these three things, you should be in a good path to make a good job in terms of data privacy and security.
And educate also your employees.
Right.
And don't forget marketing teams.
Absolutely. Because I heard they are the ones sending messages and things and promising some things to users sometimes in conjunction with sales probably. But yeah, that makes sense. Thank you so much. Was really helpful. A lot of takeaways, I think. Thank you for sharing your experience and your struggles and your wins during these past years. Thank you so much, Hélène, and looking forward to having another session soon.
Yeah, thank you, Mateo. It was great.